All right, we need to talk about Daybreak, because this wasn't just Oslo coming back. This was FBI finally answering the question they left hanging back in episode 4. Who is Oslo really? And more importantly, who is pulling his strings? If you remember Manifest, that episode ended with pure chaos. Oslo escaped custody after assassinating Senator Charlotte Hirsch, nearly killed Maggie and OA, and disappeared like a ghost. No identity, no motive, just a professional killer who always seemed 2 steps ahead. Episode 12 picks up that thread, but instead of giving us a clean resolution, it gives us something much messier. Let's start with Oslo himself. For half the season, he's been this faceless international assassin, Interpol wanted, operating under aliases like Isaac Stoll and Carl Amerson, a man with no past, no attachments. Daybreak strips that away. His real name? Daniel Pierce. And that reveal matters because it reframes everything. He's not killing for ideology. He's not killing for money. He's killing because someone called Tribune is holding his daughter, Imogen, hostage. That interrogation scene is the emotional core of the episode. When he says, "Imogen is my only home. She's all I have," that's the first time we see something human break through the assassin persona. And here's what's important. The show doesn't excuse him, but it contextualizes him. Every murder, every alias, every calculated move back into U.S. territory. It was all desperation. That includes infiltrating the New York field office. Now let's talk about that sequence. Oslo disguises himself as Assistant U.S. Attorney Rothbarth to access federal whistleblowers under FBI protection. That detail is key. These aren't random targets. These are people connected to something bigger, something Tribune wants silenced. He successfully kills one witness and even an FBI agent before OA finally corners him. That elevator fight between OA and Oslo, that was raw. Zico Zaki plays it with controlled rage. This isn't just another suspect. This is the man who humiliated them months ago. The emergency lighting, flickering on and off, almost mirrors OA's mindset. Flashes of clarity, flashes of chaos. And when OA finally takes him down, it's not triumph, it's closure. He makes it clear Oslo is finished. Prints, biometrics, facial recognition in every system nationwide. No more aliases. But here's where the episode shifts, because Oslo was never the real villain. Tribune is, and Tribune turns out to be Anna Vorpe. Now think about that carefully. Anna wasn't introduced as a cartoon villain. She was positioned as someone operating in gray spaces. But Daybreak confirms something darker. She orchestrated the entire chain of events to bury a past operation. Task Force Copper in Ramadi, Iraq. 16 Iraqi civilians killed, a cover-up that never made headlines. The whistleblowers, loose ends. Oslo, a disposable weapon. When Isobel Castile pieces it together and confronts Anna, it feels like we're about to get the payoff. Finally, accountability. And then the phone rings. Assistant Secretary of Defense, stand down. That moment is the real ending of the episode, not the arrest, not the rescue of Imogen. That phone call. Because it confirms this isn't just corruption, it's institutional protection. Anna walks. And that's what makes Daybreak frustratingly open-ended. The FBI team saves Imogen, they close the Oslo chapter, but the conspiracy remains untouched. Tribune isn't dismantled. The higher-ups are still shielded. And notice something else. There's almost no personal fallout. OA tells Maggie that Gemma broke up with him. That's it, a small emotional tag at the end. No big character shift, no lingering moral reckoning. For an episode that exposes government-level misconduct and civilian deaths, the emotional aftermath is surprisingly contained. So what is Daybreak, really? It's not a resolution. It's escalation disguised as closure. Oslo was the visible threat. Anna is the protected threat. And the system itself might be the real antagonist moving forward. If this becomes part 3 of a larger arc, Daybreak will age well. If not, it's going to feel like the show pulled back right when it should have leaned in. And that's why this episode is both satisfying and deeply frustrating at the same time. Oslo's story ends. Tribune's doesn't. And that's the real takeaway.